something really quite powerful happens when you know your buyer. You stop guessing, you stop assuming, you stop throwing words and pictures out in your marketing to try and find what sticks, and instead you listen and you adapt your language and you adapt your approach to really understand your buyer and match their thoughts with your words and pictures. The days of guessing and it working are coming to an end. People are far more careful about where and how they spend their money and who with. It's not that they've stopped spending as such, it's just that they are preparing themselves better. They are making far more informed buying decisions. So in order to be in the mix and be an option for people to buy from you, it helps to know these 4 things, or at least be thinking about these 4 things before you go and write your marketing copy, before you put your ad out there, or before you go and approach in a networking situation. Oh, by the way, excuse this, the microphone broke, but that's not going to stop me making this video for you. So the first thing that can help you understand and know your buyer is really thinking about what their expectations are. Their expectations for this relationship, their expectations for buying this product. You know, if I was them, what would my expectation be? How would I want to be contacted? When would I like to be contacted? And you know, who is the person that I would like to talk to? When you understand those expectations, you can then also think about, you know, what questions might I have if the shoe was on the other foot? It helps to write these things down, or better still, go and ask 10 of your most recent customers what their expectations were before they started dealing with you. That will help you understand and paint a picture of what other people are thinking and what their expectations are before you start guessing with your marketing message. Next, it helps for us to understand the ambitions of our buyers, our customers, our prospects. What do they really want? What is it that would really make their lives better or easier that you could help them with? What are their ambitions, their positive intentions around doing business and buying your products or services and buying from you? When you understand that, and also what it would help them do, that's when you can really start to layer in some marketing copy that would be powerful and magnetic. For example, if their ambition was that they wanted to look and feel comfortable in their clothing, you're a clothing company, then you would think, okay, well, an ambition is to look and feel comfortable, but what would that then do? So for example, these new shirts not only look and feel comfortable, but when you show up at the party, you're going to turn some heads and people are going to wonder where you got that from, and it's going to bring out your best shape. That is an example of what can happen as a result of the first ambition. What's the next thing that people are trying to achieve? In a B2B context, it might be, look, having this paper shredder is really quick and easy and it's silent, so it doesn't cause a big fuss in the office. And when you have this, you're going to be able to take all those documents, sensitive private documents that you no longer need, shred them real quick, real easy, and get back to what you should be doing with your time. Again, ambition, what do I want it to do? But what then is it going to help me achieve as a result of that? And then the flip side is understanding people's fears. Now, you could go as far as saying, you know, what's keeping them up at night? What is it that they are really struggling with? What is the headache that they have that you could solve? What is the pain that they have that you could solve? And people are very much motivated by pain. We either want to move towards pleasure, which would be an ambition, or we want to move away from pain, which would be almost like a fear, trying to stay away from something. So in this away from motivation, again, using the example of the clothing company, it might be, you know, stop blending in with the wallpaper. You're never going to get noticed if you're wearing bland, old, samey clothes. And that might be something, again, initially, that is a bit of a problem, but what's really keeping them awake at night is the fact that they're struggling to meet new people and find a love interest, maybe. And that wearing a nice shirt might help to draw more attention in the right places in the right way. For example, okay, with the paper shredder example, the fear could be, you know, don't risk somebody going through your trash and finding these really private and intimate documents. It could be a big problem and a breach of security for your company. It's your job you have to safeguard this risk, right? That's the fear. That could be keeping someone up at night. Oh my God, we had all those bank statements in the bin bag. What if someone's going through them and sells that information to our competitors or something? You know, not good, and could be a very real fear for somebody. And so being able to then take that fear and go one fear further, we could say, you know, that could be really costly for you at work. You could lose your job if you were found to be negligent with this because your paper shredder's broken and you didn't get a new one. Okay, now this might be a very sort of fantasy or drastic example, but you can see what I'm doing here with the language and how it's working. Again, knowing your buyer, doing all these things will help you with your marketing copy and your sales journey as well. And then finally, what is the sweetener? The sweetener is the real deal breaker. This is going to be different for everybody, but you can draw up a little bit of an idea of like 3 or 4 different things that are probably going to help. One being they trust the person that they're dealing with. So they trust either the website if it's e-commerce, or they trust the salesperson on the phone or in person, depending on your business model. That could be a sweetener for them. They could really hold that highly in terms of their buying value, right? It could be price. It could be that they like a deal. So you could have a couple of deals and offers up your sleeve that you could always bring out to help bring that motivation to buy. It might be that they like to do the things that their colleagues or friends have done, and so it's important that they do the same as other people. So it could be that that kind of affinity motivation is quite important. So you might have a few examples up your sleeve of other companies or other people, and you can do this in many ways, digitally or manually, to show, look, these people also, your friends, your colleagues, people that you know, have also done this. So what a great idea. You should do it too. And on that, it could just be evidence. It could be they need social proof and testimonials, and that might be their sweetener. But if you've got like a handful of these different sort of like little sweets that you can use, then you're more likely to bring that sale in as a positive conversion because you'll be knowing your buyer. Now, all of this happens with your marketing, but has to be continued in your sales process. If you start forgetting about this stuff and you just default to trying to hard sell someone, you will struggle. If you just ignore all these things and go straight into the sales process, then you might as well have not done them, and you might as well have had cold leads, you know, cold outbound or cold inbound leads. Like, honestly, you will get an advantage over your competition when you really know and understand your buyer, and then create that positive buying environment. You are not creating a sales environment, you are creating a buying environment. That is why the best shops have the best interiors, the best smells, the best temperature. It's all taken into consideration even before you get to the best customer service. So make sure you create that buying environment. That's so important, and you can give yourself a lot of a head start by understanding it in your marketing first and foremost, because marketing and sales go hand in hand. Marketing helps make sales easier. The sooner companies understand that that is one process, the more successful you will be, the more likely you are to hit your targets, to not fall behind, and to grow as a business. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do let me know the main thing that you take from this, and I will see you again in the next one. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe if you think it's useful, because I'll make these videos every now and again, and YouTube will tell you about those videos if you subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you soon.